Well, hey y'all, it's TracyMac. Listen, I'm so excited because I opened up an email this morning that said Black Women's World Podcast had 5,000 downloads. And I was so excited. And anytime something good happens in my life, the first thing I do is to establish gratitude. I'm grateful because I told y'all a long time ago, Jada taught me as a baby. Gratitude is like saying, more, please. And I'm grateful. So I'm like, Lord, more, please. And thinking about the podcast, BWWP, I started the podcast in September 2020 and with an episode called First of All, because then I knew that Black women then and are, always have been, but hopefully won't always will be the least served people. And I said, if I serve me, Black women like me, I end up serving everybody. And so I wanted to show people my life and be vulnerable and also introduce them to Black women I know and love and some Black women who I didn't know, who I got to know through different podcast episodes. So we did Black Women's World podcast from September 2020 through December 2020 on a platform called Anchor. And I loved it because Anchor allowed me to share music. And I was able to do some episodes I titled Auditory Medicine. And I was able to incorporate music. I talk a little bit. And then, I was just in my element, in my groove. And I hope to be able to do that again. But there were some things about Anchor I did not like. It didn't allow me to be on the podcast to be published onto that many platforms. And so I found out about Buzzsprout and I moved over to Buzzsprout, our second season, January 2021. And I loved it. And Buzzsprout, I thank you because we were able to get on, I think, 61 different platforms. And we've served, when we were with Anchor, we had 2,800 downloads. And that was a lot for a few months for the type of podcast I have. And I think a lot of, not I think, but I know a lot of those listens and downloads was because of the music, but it wasn't getting out to as many people. And I wanted people all over the world, especially Black women, sister Nistas and sister Nista lovers. I want people all over the world to hear it. So because Anchor, like I said, did not put me on that many platforms, I switched over to Buzzsprout. So we had 2,800 downloads before Buzzsprout. So when I got the email that Buzzsprout was 5,000, I was like, wow, so that's 7,800 over the course since September 2020. And I just got so excited. And one thing I've always, let me calm down. One thing I've always loved to do is not only express gratitude when something good happens in my life, but I always know, and I taught Jada and I try to share with my friends and definitely my clients, whenever something good happens, I always have the question, how you want to celebrate? And some people are like, no, no. But I think about celebrating is a way to mark time, to let God know you're grateful and more, please. And so I was like, how am I going to celebrate? And of course, I want to celebrate with joy. And I was thinking about the aspects of joy that I've been talking about joy on the podcast lately and with my Peace Place group. And then my little finger here, Joy, whenever we get some cosmetic work done on my finger, we won't need her anymore. But thought about joy. And even when going through everything I've been going through the past 6 months, I couldn't find music that I felt was ministering to me like I needed it. First of all, a lot of music now, and no shade on anybody, lyrical content to me sucks, especially in some gospel music. It makes us seem weak. And that's not everybody, because I still love a whole lot. Matter of fact, it's some new music that just hit this week. I got on repeat. And but I couldn't find lyrical content that really spoke to my spirit. And then the sound, anybody who loves any genre of music, when there's a certain type of music that is your sound. And I'm a 60, 70, 80, 90s. I like the 808. Lyrical content has to be there, number one. And then I love a good groove. Bass is one of my favorite instruments. And then I go from there. So I couldn't really find, what I was looking for. And not that it didn't exist, I just couldn't find for the need I had. And I heard some say, how people say you need to become what you needed. And I used to write music for years. published music, and even still publish music. I haven't published anything since this song. I haven't published this song back in 2009, and it came to mind, Tracy, sing to yourself. And I really couldn't sing, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do my best. And I pulled this song up. I wrote it, but let me tell you a little story behind the song. It was back in 2009. Owen and I had just moved into the home we had built, we lived, that we still live in now. And I had just come out of another medical bout with migraines, cluster headaches. That's when they had misdiagnosed me with cancer and lupus, and it was a lot. And so I was writing quite a bit of music then, and I've never been one to sing everything I wrote. I write so other people can sing it. And I'll help arrange, and I may even sing on the backgrounds, but leads, I prefer some other voices. So I did not have access back then to musicians that I love to work with, whether it be distance, or especially back then, I didn't have the money to pay musicians what I know they're worth. And I'm the type of people, especially when you're creative, when you have the gift to take something from spirit to existence, to me, I pay well for that. And I wasn't able to pay anybody. And so Owen and his Owen self, I love him so much. He's always trying to help and support me. And so he's always had an ear. He's had some sound engineering, especially when it comes to churches. He was always the sound man, and he would take, classes here and there about sound and graphics and stuff. And so I was like, I got these lyrics and I hear the music in my head, but I don't have anybody to play for me. And so in his best efforts, he bought some music software. And I'd listen to him, doing something like, that's hot, but I, wasn't vibing with it. So one day, I heard him in the office, and I heard this groove, and I was like, wait a minute. And I said, Owen, I said, did you create that? He said, yeah, I'm just in here macking music. And I heard it, and I said, hey, I said, he said, I'm not quite finished with it. I said, when you get finished, I need you to put that on a 5-minute loop. I said, because I'm feeling something. And anybody who knows music, us wannabe people, you can't always get to the studio, but all you need is soundproof. And most of us know you can just go in the bathroom. And so as he was still working on it, I went in the bedroom and I just started jotting down these lyrics, because I had just come out of such a battle. And I thought about the joy of the Lord is my strength. And I thought about weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And the first part of the lyrics is, joy broke through the dark of night. And I heard it in my spirit, almost like it was a panther, this coming through, this warrior spirit breaking through the dark of night, made her way to the light of morning. And then healing rushed in. By his stripes, by his stripes we're healed. And tears he wiped turned sorrow into dancing. I know my strength is in your joy. And I was just feeling it. And so he gave it to me, and I went in the bathroom, finished the lyrics, put my headset on, hooked up my 8-track. Some of the sound you do standing in the shower, some of it you just do in the bathroom. And I was feeling it. And I was like, oh, this is so good to me. And then one of the other verses, when we talk about the fruit of the spirit, because it's only one fruit: love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. But it's still only one fruit. And one of the ones that nobody wants is long suffering. So that's one of the other verses I put in the song: to suffer long. Nobody wants to, but that's how you get fruit. So let them pick from you. Good medicine, laughter is a good medicine. It comes in. Oh my God, I just want you to hear the song, because this is the way I want to celebrate 5,000 downloads from Anchor. From Spotify. Can't forget the 2,800 downloads from Anchor. Put it all together. 7,800 downloads for Black Women's World Podcast. To all my sister Nistas and sister Nista lovers, I thank you so much for giving me just a jolt of joy and excitement, because it's and one of the things that say in the song is, my smile may only last for a little while. I'm smiling now because I'm happy, but when my smile is gone, joy is still right there. So I just want you to take a listen. I just want to share it with you. It's I wrote it, all the vocals, the arrangements, background of me are me. I feel real vulnerable because I don't usually share my music but this is the first real public. It's been published through BMI. I ain't worried about all that. So my copyright is taken care of, my publishing. And somebody will say, you can lose a lot of money if you don't, let people pay per clicks. I ain't worried about that right now, because you know what? God ain't never left me or forsake me. I ain't never seen the righteous forsaken or seed begging for bread. I'm just overjoyed that I just want to share this with you. So the title of this episode, I don't even have it. I'm just saying, celebrate with joy. But the song is called Joy by TracyMac, and Owen did all the sound with his software back then, back in 2009, written, copyright, and published by TracyMac Publishing. And I'm so grateful. So without further ado, and y'all let me know what you think about it. Either send me an email, hit me up on any form of social media, but just take a listen. And I hope and pray beyond anything else that when you hear the lyrics, that you too find joy unspeakable. Much love and peace. I'm TracyMac. Sister Nistas and Sister Nista lovers, listen to Joy by TracyMac. Headphones, please. You've been listening to Black Women's World Podcast, the BWWP, brought to you in part by TracyMac Solutions for Life Institute, coaching and training services. No doubt you have enjoyed being in our world, and it doesn't have to stop here. Head on over to blackwomensworld.com. This is my personal invitation to you to stay connected with me on social media and more. I'd love to see you there, and I'm so grateful you came to be with me here. Invite someone else to join you in our queendom next time so they can feel the vibe of our tribe of Sister-Nistas and Sister-Nista lovers too. Remember to be kind, be authentic, be generous, be excellent, be grateful, and while you're at it, go ahead and be extraordinary, because that's just what Sister-Nistas do, on purpose through mission with passion and compassion. It's a Black woman's world, baby, and you, my Sister-Nista, are proof. I'm your self-discovery companion, your professional peacemaker, and your host, TracyMac. Wherever you are in the world, may you love and be loved by somebody. Peace.
Our